Hello, everybody. I'm going to reading an activity for my English course. The Brave Cat. The Brave Cat, a fairy tale but a short story. Once upon a time, there was a gentle girl called Aura Colón. She was on the way to see her best friend Alejo when she decided to take a shortcut through Tyrone Park. He wasn't long before Aura got lost. She looked around, but all she could see were streets. Nervously, she fell into her bath for her favorite toy, Eddie. But Eddie was nowhere to be found. Aura began to panic. She felt sure she had spanked Eddie. To make matters worse, she was starting to feel hungry. Unexpectedly, she saw a brave cat dressed in a blue hat disappearing into the trees. Out of, thought Aura. For the want of anything better to do, she decides to follow the peculiarly dressed cat. Perhaps it could tell him the way out on the forest. Eventually, Aura reacts a clearing. In the clearing were two houses, one made, one made from onions and one made from cakes. Aura could feel her tummy rumbling. Looking at the house did not anything to ease her hunger. Hello, she called. Is anybody there? Nobody replied. Aura looked at the roof of the closet house and wondered if I would be rude to eat somebody else's chimneys. Obviously, it would be impolite to eat a whole house, but perhaps it would be considered as a tale to nip in the odd fixture of lead the odd fitting in a tiny. A couple broths drew their eyes, giving Aura fright, and Wiz jumped into the space in front of the house. She was carrying a cage. In the cage was Eddie. Eddie showed Aura. She turned to the Wiz. That's my toy. The Wiz just shrunk. Give Eddie back, cried Aura. No on your nails, said the Wiz. At least let Eddie out of the cage. Before she could reply, the brave cat in the blue hat rushed in front of a footpath on the other side of the clearing. Hello, big cat, said the Wiz. Good morning, the cat noticed Eddie. Who is this? That's Eddie, explained the witch. Oh, Eddie, would look lovely in my house. Give it to me, demands the cat. The witch shook her head. Eddie is staying with me. Excuse me, Aura interrupted. Eddie lives with me, and no, it's a cage. Big cat ignored her. And if there's nothing you're afraid, he asked the witch. The witch thought for a moment, then said, I do like to be entranced, and I'll reel him to anybody who can eat whole from door. Big Cat looked at the house made from cakes and said, no problem. I could eat entire house made from a cake if I want to. There is no need to shut up. Say the witch just eat one from door and I'll let you have Eddie. Aura was feeling worried. She didn't want the witch to get Eddie to be the cat. She didn't think Eddie would like living with an brave cat, away from her house and all other toys. Big Cat put on the beads and went out a knife for from his pocket. I'll eat the whole house, said Big Cat. Just you what? Big Cat pulled off and cornered on the front door of the house made from a cake. He gulped it down smiling and went back for more and more and more. Eventually, Big Cat started to get bigger, just a little bit bigger at first, but after a few more fours full of cake, it grew to the size of a large snowball, and he was very big around. I don't feel too good, said Big Cat. Suddenly he started to roll. His grounds around his could no longer balance. Help! He cried, and he rolled off down a slope into the forest. Big Cat never finished eating the front door mother on a cake, and Eddie remained trapped in the wheat cage. That is it, said the Wiz. I win. I get to the keep alley. No so fast, said Aura. There is still one front door to go, the front door of the house made from onions, and I haven't had a tour yet. I don't have to give you tour, lauded the Wiz. My game, my rules. The woodcutter boys carried Dove the forest. I think you should give her a chance. It's an only fair. Fine, said the witch. But you saw what happened to the cat. She won't last lunch. I'll be right back, said Aura. What? Said the witch. Where did you send out dispatching? I thought you want to edit back. Aura ignored the wish and gathered her feet and appeared a tree. She came back to the clearing and started a small campfire. Carefully, she broke off a piece of the door of the house made from onions and tossed it over the fire. Once it had cooked and cooled just little. Titoed a bit, she quickly devoured the whole piece. Aura sat down on the nervous log. She finally croaked the wish. You were supposed to the east hall door. I haven't finished it, explained Aura. I just waiting for my foot and to go down. Aura foot had the hairs. She broke off another piece of the door made from onions. One more. She toasted her foot over the fire and waited for it to cool just little. She ate it and lectured it at peace, then waited for it to digest. Eventually, after several sitting, Auras was down in a final piece on the doormat onion. Carefully, she tossed it to the outlet. It cooled just a little. She finished her final course. Aura had eaten the entire front door of the house made from onions. The witch stamped her foot angrily. You must have taken me. She said, I don't reward cheating. I don't think so, said a voice. It was the wall scooter. He walked back into the clearing, carrying his edge. This little girl won't fire and square. Now, hand over Eddie, or I will shut your broomstick in half. The witch looked for orifices. She grabbed her broomstick and placed it behind her. Then, huffing, she opened the door of the cage. Aura hurried over and grabbed Eddie, checking that her favorite toy was all right. Fortunately, Eddie was harmless. Aura tanked to the wood scooter, gave a quick surprise, and hurried on to meet Alejo. It was starting to get dark. Aura got to Alejo's house, her best friend, and threw his arm around her. It was so worried, cried Alejo. You are very late. As Aura described her day, and she could tell that Alejo didn't believe her, so she grazed a snacking from his pocket. What that? Asked Alejo. Aura unwraps Drumbo notes made from a cake. Pudding she said. Alejo almost fell out his chair. The end. Okay, class, that's all. See you next activity.